morning, Transpac race fans. This is Dobbs Davis from Seahorse Magazine giving you the July 20th daily analysis of the 48th annual Race to Hawaii. We apologize for not having a analysis yesterday. We just didn't have good internet access where we were and didn't want to compromise on the quality of the program, but we're back up here now and have great access and are going to give you a great story for today. The lead story, of course, is over here in the islands, Lending Club. Lending Club made that last jibe and in and maintained their speed and crushed the course record. The new mark set by this team led by Renaud Laplanche and Ryan Braemar is 3 days, 18 hours, and 9 seconds. This is an amazing crushing of the previous record by over a day. Let's see, just some statistics. That means they averaged 24.61 knots over that course, or 590.6 nautical miles per day. Looking at their track and the deviation from rumline up here, you can see, of course, that they sailed a lot of extra distance. Therefore, their actual speeds were much higher because the actual distance was much higher. But we send our congratulations out to them for a job well done. I think there's lots of more content on that out on the internet for those that are interested. So that's our lead story. Now the other part of that story, of course, is they were not in the race. They opted to leave a couple of days early in order to follow the favorable weather pattern that we've seen the lead boats enjoying. And so speaking of these leading boats, now leading on the course doesn't mean they're leading in the race. We'll see what happens with the groups that started later, but here are our Monday starters. I'll zoom in a bit to have a look to see how they're going. Their tracks, of course, look nice and straight. They've been enjoying 15 to 20 knots of wind. Reports from the course have been that they've had lots of rain squalls but good pressure and making good progress. Leading in corrected time in Division 8 is Sleeper, the Jeannot SO44. That speed at 6.7 knots shown here is not particularly fast. I think they've been averaging closer to 7 to 8, but they've been leading the last couple of days in corrected time. The leaders in Division 7 have been consistent over the last few days. Patriot, the J44, Paul Stemler and his crew have been doing an outstanding job keeping that boat moving. So they look very good. They're doing the typical Transpac pattern, which is sagging above the rum line here because they've gotten lifted. The breeze is now back to the east-northeast, so this is a good point of sail for them. We'll also, when we get to the weather section of the show, explain why they're opting to be up that high. Here's the guy that gets the farthest north award, Transformer Beneteau 523. You can see by their track they made a concerted decision to go north. Looks like they did one jibe and then went back. There's reasons we think, and we'll see here in the weather analysis in a moment, why there's nobody down here. But having said that, Wind Dancers taking a low road, you can see by 3 knots of wind why they're a bit stuck down here and why everybody wants to be further north on the track. Fortissimo is also quite slow, 1.6 knots. This is, again, a little worrying because they're outside where the pressure is. We don't think they have any problems per se. They just are getting caught outside where the best pressure is further up north of rumline. Boats going back from this group are Bazinga. This is Hobie 33, which a couple days ago reported having rudder problems. Their slow progress is a little worrying because they've got a alternate steering method that's not particularly fast. Avanti has also turned back with rudder problems. They're making a little bit better progress, and they'll soon intersect the Thursday starters, as you see up here. So we're going to keep our eye on Bazinga. They haven't asked for help, so nobody's worried about them yet, but we'll just keep an eye on them. So we can see that our Thursday starters are all aligned in a group like this. It almost looks like horses in a starting gate. This indicates, of course, that the wind has filled in for them. At least everybody's got some breeze. This is better than what we saw a few days ago. So the division leader is Brett Walda. Sorry, no, they're Division 4. Our Division 4 leader is still Hamashi. Looking at that angle and pointing straight northwest like that, they have had the wind clock around not just northeast, but actually more toward the east. So they're downwind VMG sailing as a result of a weather system that we'll see here in a minute. That's why these guys in the north are lifted quite high. At some point, they're going to have to make a decision to not be sailing away from Hawaii like this, but making a little bit better progress in jibing across if they get the breeze to do that. But everybody's in a headlong rush to get north here. Now the other boat we should look at here is Wild Oats. Now Wild Oats has, off of the start from Saturday, has kept fairly close to run line, is now sagging a bit high of run line. That's very different than some of the other boats in their class and in that Saturday starting group. But going 14.4 knots is certainly not bad. Sticking closer to run line just means they sail less distance, and they're starting to make their way through the Thursday starters. Paranoia Division 5 leader is a Santa Cruz 52. These 52s are all aligned in a group here, so they're definitely keeping close, both tactically and strategically. Division 6 leader at the moment is Second Wind, the Swan 651, which is kind of surprising. You don't think of a Swan doing well in the Transpac. They are typically heavier boats that are not known for downwind performance, but with 9.4 knots of boat speed, they're moving along quite well, and being close to run line like that, they're just cutting down their distance to Hawaii. So on corrected time, they're now leading this group. Way down here, Pipe Dream, they've got breeze now at 9.2 knots, but they have to watch out they don't run into the problems that Fortissimo and Wind Dancer have ahead on that low road track. Now, Saturday starters. You can see the TPs like Patches and Destroyer. Destroyer is now leading in corrected time in that Division 2. They, again, sticking close to run line, going along pretty well. What's unusual, of course, is that because of that low pressure system that we saw bringing us rain over the weekend in Los Angeles, these boats have actually been going downwind and doing downwind VMG sailing. At 12.4 knots, it's not a bad rate of clip, certainly compared to what they had the first night. So they're actually moving along pretty well. Let's just zoom in a little bit more here. There we go. Now, OEX and Maverick, close. Maverick leading that sled class in Division 3, but very close to OEX. And both OEX showing at 11.3 knots, Maverick at 10.6. So they're going along fairly well. That sled group is right on in here. The group that went north, you can see by their tracks here, they decided to go north. They really didn't want to get near the rum line at all. They didn't make any moves except perhaps over here, probably in a wind shift. They're starting to slow down. Here's Rio, down to 4.6 knots. It's pretty slow for a 100-foot boat. Hokahe, 2.1. I think this one's Wizard at 4 knots. So they've slowed down. They've got less breeze up here. Some kind of localized system that's going to be a bit of a worry for them if the guys down here on Rumline are still going fast. Zephyrus at 10 knots. Whatever's up here, Zephyrus, if they can, will need to jibe, or they just have to watch out to not hit the speed bumps. Fado in the multi-hull class is winning on corrected time. They've got Extreme H2O ahead of them. Extreme H2O is a little bit lighter, a little more sail area, therefore they owe time to Fado. And they're going along at 14.6 knots, Fado at 12.3. Not too bad. These are big performance catamarans that have also made the decision to head south. And Bad Pack is in between them at 7.9. Again, for a 65-foot race boat, that's not particularly fast. So they've got some sort of light air problem up in this area. Ragamuffin, on the other hand, is at 17 knots, is going along fairly fast, but Now this is either represents a jibe or a big header. I'm not quite sure what they've got out there, but at some point they've got to consolidate with their rivals down here at Wild Oats. These two, of course, will be vying for first to finish, or the shortest elapsed time in their Division 1. So that's it for the trackers. It is quite interesting start to this year's race. You can see by the variety of pathways here. There's been a lot of light air, but it's certainly straightening out nicely for the Thursday starters. The guys on Rumline in the Saturday starting group looks good, and the guys that have decided to go north are now hitting the brakes with some kind of light air problem up there. Let's have a look at our weather map. That's well forward. Let me bring it back. Oops. Wrong slide. There we go. So this is the GFS model. Los Angeles is over here in the starting area. Hawaii down here. Rumline going right through this big light patch in there. The breeze that's giving those Saturday starters some good speeds is associated with this tropical depression, or the remnants now. It's just a low pressure system. It's lost a lot of strength, but it still has some circulation, enough to give these guys good breeze over in this part of the track. Those that had strayed farther north, of course, might be entering this area, possibly, and some areas of light air up in here. The rain bands associated with this thing on the radar, you can see just going up toward the Channel Islands. That's what brought rain over the weekend. So this system will dissipate for sure. Just looking, and if we switch over to the Euro model, it doesn't really change significantly. It shows really the same features, just in a little bit more detail. Now, going forward, we'll see why everybody wants to go north. Basically, they want to stay out of this system over here, or sorry, this lack of wind over here. There's no particular system. The remnants of another tropical system were down here. There might be a couple of boats that hook into whatever's left of that, but everybody seems to be playing the north card and trying to stay up in the pressure north of Rumline. Those that we did see with Fortissimo and that other boat that was south in Division 8, that they're running into these problems. This is Tuesday, 2100 GMT, so Tuesday afternoon. If we look even further forward into Wednesday, we see it just get better and better up here. It becomes more normal. So those that get stuck in the south might encounter this light air, which is why we see the fleet trending toward heading north of Rumline. So that's it for today. We wish all the teams good luck out there. There'll be more reports coming in later this morning in a few hours for what some of the teams that choose to report what their weather conditions are. But for today, the 20th of July, this is Dobbs Davis from Seahorse Magazine signing off, and I hope you can join us again tomorrow for this analysis of the 48th Transpac.